Hey, what's going on guys? John here. Today I'm actually going to be doing an unboxing for the Marseille mCable Gaming Edition. In this video we're actually going to unbox this, go through everything that came in the packaging, check out the manual. We'll go through the box, all the features on this, and then I'm actually going to show you a video of my Nintendo Switch plugged in with a game, and then we're actually going to do an after basically plugging this cable in just to see if we can spot any differences. So just going over some of the features on the box here, it says Pixel and Graphics Rejuvenation, Advanced Contextual Anti-aliasing, Contrast and Detail Enhancement, Lag-Free Real-Time Processor, Automatic Technicolor 4K Movie Mode, and then you have 1080p 120 FPS Ultra High Frame Rate VR Gaming. So the idea of this particular cable is that this is adding its own variation of improvements to the video quality, right? So here's like an original rendering, it's all blurry, and then enhanced with their rendering, it's all nice and clear and crisp. And then they basically just show like a zoomed in version to kind of give an effect of that. You can see a breakdown of the cable and the actual processing chip inside of it. It says for some of these, you're going to get boosted game experience with anti-aliasing, contrast, color, and detail enhancement. Latency less than 1 millisecond, supports game resolution up to 1080p. HDMI 1.4, maximum flexibility and compatibility with most gaming devices and TVs. And it's built to last with an 18K gold-plated connector with a transfer rate of 27 gigabytes. This particular cable is 6 feet long. The presentation on this is also very cool. You basically have a little piece here that you can open. It goes through the installation process. Basically, we'll be plugging the USB connector on the back of the display into one of the TV's USB outlets, plugging in the HDMI to the source, and then the other end to the TV. This works with Xbox 360, Xbox One, PS3 and 4, Wii U, Nintendo Switch, VR headsets, Blu-ray players, computers, and streaming boxes. So it then kind of describes sort of some of the different things to be aware of what this is actually doing. It says gamers can perceive more depth, better visual focus, and crystal clear details. So let's go ahead and open this up, take a look at the cable itself. I'm probably going to have this, once connected, just due to my particular setup, I'm going to have this sort of hidden in the back. So looks very straightforward. Basically, you've got your USB plug here. Pop that out. You've got the TV side, so this is what connects to the TV, and then this goes into the source, which is whichever device you're going to be connecting it to. The manual is basically what we saw on the inside, and it's a very, very thick cable, just from initial impressions here. This one, again, is the 6-foot version, so more than long enough for probably most standard gaming setups to a TV. You have this shorter wire, which, or thinner wire rather, that's that USB plug. So essentially you got plenty of room here. This is going to go, this one's actually going to go right to the TV and sort of sit next to it. So I'll have to rewrap this up, but this is going to go into the back of my TV, and then same with this end. So I'm going to go ahead and connect this. Then I'm going to show you guys first, before we connect it, what this looks like in a game, and then just kind of do a comparison. Alright, so this is the first part of our test with the cable. I'm actually just using a standard HDMI cable connected to this Nintendo Switch that I have here in my gaming room. I currently loaded up Diablo 3 for Nintendo Switch, and I wanted to use this as our comparison video. Again, I think this already looks pretty good, but really what we're going to be looking for is like details around things like here in the brick. You can see there's like some dark shadows here going along the side, as well as at the top, different like lighting effects. We're also going to take a look at the character model and just see, you know, if the actual new cable makes any enhancements in terms of how some of this stuff looks. So this will really give you guys a good comparison of the before. We're now going to connect the cable, and I'm going to show you what this looks like with the Marseille cable. Okay, so I've gone ahead and plugged in the new cable, and I also wanted to show a couple settings that I've got set up here with the Switch. These were identical for the prior test as well. You can see the TV resolution is set to 1080p, which is a setting directly inside of the Switch. We have the RGB range set to automatic, and basically there's really no other major settings. The TV here is also an LG OLED TV. This is a 48-inch OLED, and you can see right now we're in basically the standard mode, and nothing particularly overly special here. What I'm going to do is actually back up, and we're just going to load right into Diablo, and we're going to go right back to that same identical scene and give us some idea as to what we can see in terms of differences. So, you know, just looking at this initially, you know, I'm kind of looking at the character model, and I feel like Some of this does look a little bit crisper to me. I'm also going to just get this menu out of the way as well. That's kind of taking up some of our screen. You know, overall, some of the shadows and things I think look a little bit more detailed. It's a little bit tough to tell, and again, this probably could also vary from game to game, but overall, like, the general clarity of this to me looks extremely crisp. It's almost like adding a little bit of an anti-aliasing effect to the actual graphics of the game. And I think that's sort of one of the benefits here. If we move around, just kind of run around in town here, a lot of the shadows and lighting look fantastic too. You know, obviously this is an older game too, so you know, for what it is, it might not be necessarily the best use case either because of possible limitations, but I do feel like it looks fantastic. I mean, even for this game that is, you know, now I believe going on almost 10 years old. I was going to do Zelda, but I didn't have my cartridge in front of me, so I thought I would just load up a game that was already in the console. And again, you know, some of the lighting effects and things in this, the detail obviously really does highlight. So far, I am very impressed with this cable. I think if you're looking for something like this, just doing some reading about it would be generally that you're going to want to utilize this with consoles that are kind of a specific era. So in this case, the Nintendo Switch would probably be one of the best bets for this. A PS3 would be a really good example of a you know, benefit with this cable. Newer consoles, such as like a PlayStation 5 or an Xbox One, may not really benefit as much from this cable just due to the fact that those already have enhanced graphics and things like that. This is really adding that little bit of extra detail to some of those older games. So if you're playing something like a Zelda on the Switch, you know, that's really where this is going to shine. Or even these older games like Diablo 3, which was eventually merged from PC into a console game. Anyway, I'm impressed with the cable. Overall, very easy to set up. Nothing really particular here that I needed to do. And yeah, I'm very happy with it.